Bangarang Rufio! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Lost Boys Gaming. Now today we're going to be talking more about the 2022 leaks and some new information that we have regarding what we can expect from Nintendo in 2022. What's up, everybody? Like I said, today we're talking more about 2022 leaks and rumors and what we can expect to see from Nintendo. Now, before we hop into that, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video today, so you're kept up to date with everything that's going on here at Lost Boys Gaming. Now, like I mentioned, we're getting into more leaks and rumors from 2022. So, Switchforce put out a video today. I'll put a link for that down in the description. They put a great job in explaining some of these rumors, where they're coming from, why we can kind of expect these to be more legit or have a little bit more backing behind them from some of these other leakers that we see throwing out stuff all the time on Twitter and stuff like that. So I'll put a link down to Switchforce video. I also recommend them. Make sure you go subscribe to them. Switchforce is a great, positive, awesome YouTuber. I love their content as well, so make sure you give them a follow. So Nate Drake, or Nate the Hate on Twitter, I think that's his Twitter handle, gaming insider, he's leaked a lot of stuff. He's got a pretty good track record. I'll put a link down to his podcast as well. And in this podcast episode, he goes in depth and talks a little bit more about some of the things that we can expect, some things that we can see from Nintendo. And like I mentioned, Switchforce goes over it a little bit deeper than we probably will hear today. But I'll also put a link down to Nate the Hate's podcast, so you can, if you want to have that time to go listen to what he's got to say, you can get straight from the source. So he talks about some of the things that we can expect to see from Nintendo in 2022. Now, one of the bigger things we actually discussed just a few days ago right here in this channel from Game Over Jesse about a Mario 3D game. Now, Nate the Hate goes in and he talks more about how we can probably expect this because Nintendo's putting out that new Mario movie sometime later this year, right? It's supposed to come out November, December, sometime in there if I remember right. And he's expecting them to put out this new game in conjunction with that new movie. I mean, what's the point of putting out a movie if you don't want to put out a game to go sell with it, right? So he's expecting to see some sort of a new Mario 3D game about that time, which is pretty much what we kind of discussed in this previous video as well. So hopefully we can see something from Mario in 2022. They also talk about Pokemon Let's Go and a sequel to the Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee games. Obviously, we would probably assume that these would be set in Johto, which would be awesome. I know I loved Gold, Silver, and Crystal, right, and Heart Gold and Soul Silver. It would be. I personally do enjoy those games. We're actually playing through Let's Go Pikachu with Ash's team, so if you want to give that a watch as well, I'll put a link down there as well to our playthrough of Let's Go. But I think that this would be a fun game. And Pokemon, obviously, we got Legends Arceus coming out this week, or in 2 weeks from now. Getting real close to that. So it'd be fun to see Nintendo put out another Pokemon game this year. I've heard some rumblings that we may be getting Gen 9. I just don't think that's quite possible, or I don't think we're going to see Gen 9 this year. I do think that we could definitely see a sequel. I think that'd be fun. And it's something that Nate the Hate goes into as well. So one of the other games he talks about is Metroid Prime. Now, there's been some rumblings that we may see Metroid Prime Trilogy come out onto the Switch. I know Emily Rogers tweeted that out. She's since later gone back and said that we're just going to be expecting to see the first Metroid Prime game. And this is what Nate the Hate also thinks that we're going to see. He mentions that whether it's either a full remaster, a remake, or if it's just kind of like an upscale HD type of a version, that we should see some sort of Metroid Prime back on the Switch, which would be really fun, especially with how well Metroid Dread has been received and how great that was. To be able to go into a 3D Metroid game would be really cool, and something that I hopefully personally see that I'd love to see come to the Switch. Even if we just get the one, maybe we get the other 2 games later. But that remains to be seen. But he does go in and say that he fully expects us to see Metroid Prime back onto the Switch. And for some of the sadder news, Nate the Hate says he's about 50% on whether or not Breath of the 2 does come out in 2022. He says he thinks that it's basically a coin flip at this time on whether or not we can expect to see that game this year. Personally, I really hope that we do. I mean, Nintendo does have a track record of bumping Zelda games and delaying them from their announced year. So I guess we'll see if that happens. Hopefully not. I really hope that we don't see that game bumped. I think one thing they also talk about is, I mean, we've been talking about the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD coming to Switch as well, whether it's in a combo pack or if we get those games individually. I think something that may be telling is if we see those games come out sometime earlier this year, that's been kind of rumored as well, that would be probably a good sign that we would still get Breath of the Wild 2 later in the year. But if we don't get it, if we get those games later in the year, it may be a sign that this game is going to be bumped. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Hopefully that we can get all 3 of those in one year. I highly doubt that Nintendo would release 3 3D Zelda games in the same year, but you never know. Alright, that'll do it for us today, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, whether or not we'll see some of these games in 2022. What other games you're looking forward to and excited and hope we may see. If you think we're going to see Breath of the Wild this year, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. And again, thank you guys for sticking around to the end. Make sure you hit that subscribe button to make sure you subscribe to Lost Boys Gaming. Hit that like button on your way out of here. And until next time, see you guys.